Hello everyone, my name is Vijay Chaudhary and today I am going to present comparative analysis state role in the employment relations. So in the second slide, we can see the introduction and presentation overview. So this presentation compares Germany and the United States. It examines the roles in the employment relations, analysis uses of the international and the political economy lenses. So this presentation will be for the 15 minutes and 5 minutes answer and questions. So in 2023, the unemployment rate is in the whole world amounted to the 5% due to the 2024 data. So in the third slide, we can see the comparative framework and the theoretical lenses. So work highlights coordinate and the liberal market economies. The second point in terms of the theoretical lenses is the convincing divergences and explain institutional similarity or the divergence. Institutional drift captures gradual regulatory changes over the time. Power resources theory emphasizes on the political influence on the unions. According to a recent review, there are five primary labor institutions according to the 2024 grids. And so in the fourth slide, we can see the country profiles and relations for selection. Germany represents a coordinate market economy model. United States represents a liberal market economy models. Selection emphasize constructing state interventions and institutions. Examples focus on legislations, bargainings, and the policies. Germany's union destiny was the 17.4% in the 2021. In the fifth slide, we can see the historical evaluations of the state involvement and in the employment relations. In terms of this slide, we can see the first role is state role expanded significantly after the industrializations. Welfare state developments strengthened by the employment protections historically. Neoliberal reforms reduced the state interventions since the 1980s. Institutional legacies persist despite the policy shifts. Union destiny fell into the 15% by the 2023. Now moving forward to the next slide, so we can see the legislative and the policy frameworks governing the employment relations. The first point is legislation sets the minimum standard for the worker protections. Social security and unemployment laws shapes outcomes. Germany raised the minimum wage to the £12 in the 2022. US labor law centers on a NLRA frameworks. So federal minimum wage in the United States remains the $7.25. So in the seventh slide, we can see the institutional structures and key regulatory bodies. Germany uses works councils and co-determinations mechanisms. US relies on employer level governance and labor laws. Labor inspectors enforce workplace safety and the compliance. Tripartite institutions medicate social dialogues in the many countries. About the 24% of German employees had sectoral coverages, according to the Symbols 2025. In the slide number 8, we can see the collective bargaining systems and the industrial relations model. Germany features sectoral multiple employer bargaining predominantly. The US really mainly on the enterprises level bargaining models. Extension mechanisms to support higher coverage in the Europe, and bargaining affects the wages, conditions, and dispute resolutions. OECD average collective bargaining coverage stands at the 32.1%, according to OECD 2025. So in the slide number 9, we can see the government influence on the wages and policies and job securities. Government sets minimum wage and employment protections. We can see that, and active labor markets policies always support to the re-employment and efforts. Germany's statutory wages floor influenced the lower wage sectors. US policy relies more on the market wage mechanisms. And the last point in favor of the job security is the Germany's minimum wage rose like 14.8% in the 2022. In the 10th slide, we can see the impact on the employer's flexibilities, compliance, and the productivity as well. So first point is regulations increases compliance cost for many employers. Collective bargaining can raise the labor cost predictably. Employer gain labor stability through the strong institutions. Flexibilities pressures encourage temporary and contract hiring. Global jobs gap remains near the 435 million workers. In the 11th slide, we can see the impact on employees' rights, equity, and job protections. Workers' rights vary significantly across the legal remains. Collective bargaining improves wage qualities, equalities, and protections. Job securities increases under the stronger dismissal protections. Social protections reduce the income volatilities and the poverty risks. Global labor income shares was 52.3% in 2022. In the next slide, we can see the competitive analysis points of view and the convergence and divergence. So both countries regulate core labor standards differently. Divergence appears primarily in bargaining and enforcements. Convergence occurs like around social protections and minimum wages. So global pressures push towards some policies harassments. And OECD reports that 32.1 average bargaining coverage by the 2025. In the next slide, we can see the power resources and the role of the social coalitions. A union employer and the state form power collections. Blue-green coalitions link labor with the green actors. Third point is power resources shape policies, outcomes, and the bargaining leverages. For the just transitions, funding supports the affected workers and regions. EU just transition like fund of total 17.5 billion pounds by 2021. In the 14th slide, we can see the emerging challenges and institutional drift. The first point is platform work creates a novel regulatory and the right gaps. The second one is automotive and the AI reshape job task and demand. Institutional drift produce uneven protections across the sector. Policies responses are often slow and fragmented. In 2021, 9% of the US adults giga work for the according to the Paver Research 2021. Next slide, we can see the future trends and the policy recommendations. Green jobs and just transition will increase. The wage growth can be stabilized with the stronger collective mechanisms, and digital regulations must protect platform workers and the rights. Recommendations emphasize social dialogues and active policies. ILO projects 53 million new jobs in the 2025. Moving forward to the next slide, we can see the critical reflexes and the conclusion. So in this slide, we can see conclusion. The state choice shape employment outcomes productively. Comparative analysis highlights the institutional traits of the clearly. Recommendations or aims for the equality and the resilient labor markets. Future research should track institutional adoptions closely. In 2024, unions were supported by the 17% of Americans. It's according to the F 2024. Here we can see some resources like references what I get from books and things. So on last slide we can thank you. If you have any question, you can ask me.